Imagine your freedom being in the hands of your mother, your father, and your sister. In 2018, I was beat for a couple hours by both parents. I wanted to go outside to scream for help. I wanted to run to a neighbor's house to scream for help. It was in the middle of the night. I opened a window and I wanted to scream for help. And everybody was sound asleep. Towards the end of whatever was happening in the house, I scared my parents, hoping that they were going to get scared and get away from me. If I use the scare tactic to scare them so they can get away from me, so I can run outside, get some fresh air, and scream for help. My phone was broken, so there was no chance of me calling 911. They would pull me into the rooms, whatever room all three of us were in. They would pull me in the room by my shirt, by my arm, so I can't escape, I can't get out. Then my father starts instigating and he tells my mother, she's having side effects to medication. My mom believed it. He told her to step into the hallway to call the police and ambulance on me, to tell them that I'm suicidal, and to tell them that I was having side effects to medication. So my mom stepped into the hallway and did that. She called the police and ambulance on me. And as she was in the hallway to call the police and ambulance on me, as she was talking to them, my father gets on top of me, holds my arms and legs down, and puts both hands over my nose and my mouth. I was less than a second away from death. So I suffered traumatic brain injuries and asphyxiation. I felt my lungs giving up. I felt my heart slowing down. I felt my brain I don't even know how to explain how my brain felt. I felt my whole body was dying in his hands, basically. I go to the emergency room. They have me talk to a social worker, in a psychiatric room in the emergency room, and I'm looking at the camera, screaming, "Why me?" Crying, yelling at the camera, "Why me?" Why were my parents about to kill me? And I even thought, what would they have done with my body? When my father caused the asphyxiation, my sister Amela saw it. And she was just on the bed looking at me. I looked at her, tears were falling down my eyes, and I couldn't breathe. Imagine someone having both hands over your nose and your mouth and you can't breathe. You just use whatever you have left inside. I turned my head to her with tears falling down my eyes, and she's crying too, so I'm sure he scared her. But she could have told him to stop. She was just crying, so she was definitely the witness. She saw what happened. Undeniable. So I was taken from the emergency room to a behavioral hospital, River Edge Hospital, and they just ran with the story that I was suicidal. They just ran with that story, and I've been on suicide watch since 2018. I want the truth to be out there. I want to speak the truth, speak my side of the story, since you people don't know the real side of the story. You just go off of the lies that are on the medical paperwork, that are in the psychiatric notes, that are in the mental health associates notes. You guys just have all of that. You don't have the true story. I believe I deserve at least that right to speak of what really happened that night. And this is me being comfortable enough to go on YouTube to speak the truth, because the courts don't care. The neighborhood, neighbors, suburb don't care. The police doesn't care. The ambulance doesn't care. The emergency room associates don't care. The behavioral hospital associates don't care. This is the truth. This is what happened. I was almost killed. And I'm finally recovering from that. I can feel my body calming down, my soul calming down. I'm feeling better. But since I am feeling better, I want to speak the truth. I'm level-headed. I have clarity. So at least I have that right to speak what really happened. So there you go.